Hey there, true believers. It's James and Enrique. We just got done watching The Wolverine, not just a Wolverine,
The Wolverine.
And I'm going to say this. I'm going to sum up basically how I felt about the movie in 2 words. Not bad.
And by the way, this will have spoilers in it.
Yeah.
So spoiler alert.
If we can find my Chrono Trigger alert, I don't have my flash drive with me, but if we can find my Chrono Trigger alert sound, we'll be sure and play it whenever there's a spoiler.
And there will be a lot.
Yeah.
So,
But really, at the same time, the movie is predictable enough that, like, I mean, it's not like Iron Man 3 or anything like that.
right. I mean, it started off really good. It was going in a good spot, and then kind of towards the end, it got predictable.
Yeah.
And what was going to happen, but
Yeah.
that's my daughter in the background. If you can hear her, she won't come up here and talk with us, but she'll make snide remarks behind us.
Yeah. That's how it goes. So anyway, yeah, like I said, it's not bad, and honestly, for an X-Men movie, that is a gold star. Like, I guess how I would say it is, it's a heck of a lot better than X-Men 3 and Wolverine, which were garbage, but not quite as good as the last one, First Class. I always forget what that's called.
You really liked that movie.
I did. It's just stupid enough. But it's somewhere in between there. I mean, maybe it's closer to X-Men 1 or something like. But basically, it's more of just kind of a straight-ahead action movie, which really isn't bad. I mean,
yeah, it's like kind of a standalone story. It wasn't trying to, be a part of like the last X-Men movie, like you said, or the Origins movie. It was really kind of a standalone film where they touched upon stuff that happened in the last X-Men movie. I would say he was visited by the ghost of Jean.
which is before we get into that, I just want to point out it's really odd. I thought that they kept kind of referencing X-Men 3, even though, like, I'm pretty sure the director and everyone were saying, just forget that movie ever happened.
Yeah.
It's bad. But then it's like, oh, remember, it did happen. Like,
Well, I think it helped the story along just because it showed that he was at a point where he wanted to die, and the ghost of Jean kept, was always near him, beckoning to come to death, and and that's where he was at. He was in a dark place, and then towards the end, he saw the light and was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
now, do you think, it's when I think for usually when you see something like that in a movie, you kind of write it off as like, that is actually, she represents his guilt.
Yes.
And he sees it in her dream. However, since this is a comic book movie, you can take it more literary and say that, oh, that's her psychic ghost flying around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, because they are mutants.
I mean, I'm going to say that it's just his guilt, but
I would take it at that.
Guilt,
That's
but,
what I would
like,
take it
I'm
as.
sure they'll come up in the sequel and say, no, it was the ghost all along.
Yeah, oh, God. I hope not, because it's good like with that thought that it's not her ghost. I mean, it's not technically a ghost, but her ghost of his guilt torturing him. So.
About this movie takes place in Japan, which is kind of nice that we're finally kind of seeing movies. I mean, I know Batman would travel to Asia all the time. Just Asia, we never knew where it was. But like, it's kind of nice that we're kind of seeing, like, it felt like kind of a Bond movie where we're seeing like new locales and stuff.
Right.
The movie itself, the storyline is loosely based off of the Frank Miller run. He did Wolverine 1. I don't know how long. It was a mini-series. I don't know how long it was. Like I know what the cover looks like in my head.
And you couldn't find it at the comic shop.
I couldn't find it. I really wanted to use it. Whatever. But it's loosely based off of that. Like, it has kind of all the same characters, like Mariko and Yukio and Yu-Gi-Oh!
God, you're so American.
And Silver Samurai and Viper was also in that run. And you were asking me about Viper.
Yeah, because it was. I kind of went in blind to this movie, and they kept showing.
I didn't know a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, I've actually never read it. Like, I've heard about it. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. But yeah, go on.
But, like you said, I didn't know who it was, and she kept poisoning people, and I was like, who is this?
Okay, get ready for this.
Okay.
This is...
Knock me down.
Viper is, in the comics, they took a lot of liberties with that character.
Yeah.
In the comics, she was not a mutant. She had... As far as I know, she has no powers. Like, I've never seen her use any. I think she's just like a psychopathic assassin. She works for Hydra.
Oh, okay.
Like at one point. And here's the real kicker. Even though she was in the Wolverine comics, she really, to me, has always been more of a Captain America villain.
Oh,
Like, she
okay.
started out in Captain America, and to me, she's always been like one of his arch nemesis, which is fine that they're putting her in this, but it's weird how they got that to work, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'd think that would, you know how, like, Fox and Disney own different rights for
Right,
characters?
right.
Like, you'd think that she would have been owned by them, unless she's one of those weird ones.
Kind of fell through the cracks, and
Yeah.
they needed somebody to, which I think for this movie it's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a point in the movie where she peels her skin off, and that was kind
That
of
was pretty weird.
Yeah, that was where I was like, "What is happening?"
Like, yeah, in the movie, she's, I guess, is a literal viper. Like, she's
Yeah.
an actual snake woman or something.
And she even references herself as a mutant. She calls
Yeah.
herself a mutant.
Yeah,
so.
and she has weird powers. Like, she spits venom and stuff.
Yeah, just stay away from
then,
her. Why
yeah.
are you standing right next to her? And she's just gonna jab you in the neck and poison you. Get out of there. Stupid.
Actually, and that kind of brings up something else that's different. That they changed. The bodyguard girl, Yukio, in the comics, she was actually the one who poisoned Wolverine.
Oh.
I don't know. I think
'Cause-
they become friends later. But
And also, because I remember that character from the cartoon in the '90s where she had long. Is this the one? Is this,
no,
this
that
somebody
one,
else.
That one was
That Lady Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike.
Okay.
I think that's Yuri.
They're
She
like
was in
just
X-Men
different enough.
too.
Yeah.
Who played her? She was a
Kelly
great-
Who?
Yeah.
Kelly Who
yeah.
or Kelly Woo or I don't know. You got a computer right in front of you.
Shit. Oh, I'm not gonna look it up.
But no, I know she was an X-Men too, and she
Yeah.
fought Cyclops and
yeah, everybody, yeah, whatever.
So, but I was hoping, and she kind of had like a Yolandi Fusser thing happening with her hair, dude. I kept wanting.
She totally did.
Yeah, I was like, oh, where have I seen that
I
weird
think you're
haircut?
freaky. Yeah. Like, man, she was kind of a badass though.
Yeah,
She was pretty good at karate or whatever. Not karate, but like
being
a samurai.
athletic
Yeah, jumping around.
and having some crazy hair.
What did you think of the bullet train?
Bullet train scene, I think, is my favorite scene. That was
awesome.
pretty.
I remember seeing it in the trailers. It didn't look that great, but holy cow!
I dare to say that's the best part in the whole movie.
Yeah, it was really, really good action.
There's some. It's serious, but there's got some lightheartedness to it, where
Yeah.
he like fake jumps and the guy goes with it and he gets slammed. So that was. And the very last part where he just flies at that dude like full steam with his claws
Yeah.
coming at him. That part was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then they ended it weird, just like what's her name sitting there, and then just all of a sudden he's in her face like,
Yes,
"We gotta get out of here."
that was a really good scene, and I was surprised by that. I did not think that, like, just by the trailers, I thought, oh god, another superheroes fighting on a train scene.
Yeah.
How many times have we
Bullet
seen that?
train scene.
No, it was really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really cool.
What did you think about him being weak most of the movie?
I was okay with it. Like, I mean, that's actually another one of the things from the trailers that I thought was going to suck, because it's like, oh, here we go, another superhero losing his powers.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, wham, wham. But he doesn't lose them totally. Like, he's
still a badass.
Yeah.
He still goes at the enemy full blast.
He
and-
kind of, I mean, it's almost like he gets, like, figuratively neutered in this one.
Nice one.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know.
what I don't understand is he's weak, but he takes a shotgun blast. He takes all sorts of bullets, and then he gets stabbed. And
I think this time it
how
just
weak is
hurts.
he? Yeah. Ow. Ah, damn it.
Darn it.
What was that? But there was a lot of good action in it. I thought that was pretty cool. But towards the end, it got predictable when he got his powers back and
Yeah.
he saved what's her name.
Actually, and that's the thing. In the end, like at the beginning of the movie, he saves, and I'm not sure how well this follows the comics, but he saves this guy in World War II named Shinjin Yashida, and yes,
Good job, good job.
I really tried, and he is the grandfather of Mariko Yashida, and he's dying, and he's like, "Here, let me take away your powers," and then he dies. But in the comics, there is a guy named the Silver Surfer, or not. Yeah, there is that guy.
Yeah.
There's a guy named the Silver Samurai, who his name is Harada, and there's this guy named Harada, and he's like a samurai, and he's got bows, and I think you're supposed to think he's the Silver Samurai, but like anyone could tell, like it's very predictable. Anyone can tell that. Dude, that old dude faked his death.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Silver
Yeah.
Samurai all along. I think the only people who would have been surprised are the people who, like, read the comics and were
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's like for everyone else, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, like, we're not surprised.
Well, up until the point where I thought, okay, it's just a robot for a little while. I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of went into that, like, thinking it's a robot. But then when that guy started talking to it, I was like, okay, it's the old guy.
Honestly,
So-
I was never fooled. Because, I mean, even when they carry his body away, you don't see his body.
Yeah.
You just see, what do they call him?
the
Stretchers,
walking
you
people
just see,
walking them
yeah.
out. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's like-
I think if they would have nailed it, showed them being buried or whatever they do in their culture, I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
And also the part where the Wolverine dies and then comes back to life and spoiler saves Yuriko. Mariko? Well, no, from the
Oh, no, Yukio.
Yukio from Mariko's dad. They showed him die, but then
No,
it was
from
like,
the fake Silver Samurai.
yeah,
Whatever, it doesn't matter.
But there's a part where it's like I think they could have edited it better to where like you thought he was really dead, and what are you doing back there? Sorry, and just because you knew it was gonna happen because they were so close to where he was laying at, and it was just kind of. But it was a good fight afterwards. I thought that was an awesome fight. So.
Yeah, it was. One thing that they didn't really do in the movie is that, and in a way it's okay, they didn't really explore, we kind of talked about this already, but they didn't really explore Wolverine too much other than feeling sad about killing Jean Grey. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been kind of interesting to see him like traveling Japan and just kind of, and like just kind of walking around in Japan.
Yeah.
That would have been
Saving
I'm sure
people.
if Darren Aronofsky directed it, there would be a lot of shots from behind of just Wolverine walking,
Yeah.
like a lot of walking
Well-
in a Darren Aronofsky movie.
There was one scene I didn't understand where they left because the men in the village needed help getting rid of a tree or something that was down. And so the next shot is him chopping a tree, and he's got his tank top on, and who has that many veins in their shoulders? Come on, that like, he like squeezed out.
Jesus.
Yeah. He must have did like 100 push-ups before that scene, and like all these veins popping up. And I think I even said out loud, I was like, "Oh, come on!" There's not one man in that village get to chop that tree down. They need some huge jacked up to come chop that. It was.
By the way, he was jacked up.
Oh God, yes. And he's lean. Oh, never mind. I'm going to stop.
Jesus.
There were, to our friend Schaefer, if you hadn't seen it yet, there are a few Jesus moments. And
Quite a few.
yes. I think we see some backside. Maybe not. Maybe
A little bit.
Yeah, not crack. We don't see crack.
There is a
but
little bit of backside.
that was more like Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah, no, there's a little bit of backside in that movie. A little bit of.
But it was overall. I think it was a great movie. It was lighthearted where it needed to be, and it was
Did you say
serious.
it was a great movie,
Did I?
or did you say it wasn't great?
Did I say pretty good?
No,
What did I
you said
say?
Great. I would say it was good, not great, but it was good.
Yeah.
I liked it better than X-Men Origins. It's a really good. It's just a good action movie. I mean, you're not going to grow as a person after you watch it. But,
I think that's what they were trying for too.
and that's okay. You know, we kind of needed to just see Wolverine by himself. Another thing I really liked is there was no, and I was really worried they were going to go this route, but there was no. You know how all the movies thus far have been pretty heavy on like social commentary and using that metaphor for like civil rights and that sort of thing,
Right.
which is fine. But we kind of wanted a break. We kind of wanted to just see Wolverine kick some ass.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they went that route. I'm also actually I think this is the best part of the movie. This was something that a problem that they started having around X-Men 3, and then with Origins, not too much with First Class, but thank God they did not overrun the place with nameless mutants. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Wolverine and Viper, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yukio may or may not be one, like we can't really tell, but
Right.
her powers are kind of like lame anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But it's like, you know, before, like they would use. And actually, they've been doing this since the first one in a way, but they would use a really big character. This has always been the weakness. Use a really big character as a, like, just a henchman that gets killed.
Yeah.
Like with Sabretooth. And then a few years later, they're like, oh, we want to use him now. So then they, like, bring in a new actor, bring him back, but, like, they're not the same characters.
Right.
So, I mean, in a way, they're wasting him, but in another way, it's like, well, not really. If we just pretend like they're two different people. The worst offender, though, was in X-Men 3 when one of the henchmen, nameless, I don't think she even has any lines, but in the credits, they have her down as Psylocke, who was like a pretty big hero.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's like, oh, way to just throw away that character. You might have wanted to use her for a sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
This one doesn't do that. It sticks with its main characters. It sticks with all the characters from the Frank Miller storyline, which is really, I would say, the strongest point of this movie.
Yeah, very good. I agree with you. And are we going to talk about the after credit scene?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Before we get into that,
Okay.
like the last fight scene, and I know this is kind of a Marvel problem anyway. I know this isn't not just Marvel Studios, but all like Marvel movies. Not all of them, but a lot of them have the problem of when it comes to the big action scene at the end, it just gets kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It really kind of does.
Yeah.
The Silver Samurai looked like a giant robot.
Yeah.
It was, and Viper took her skin off. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Well, I'd say we started off like as a Superman, the Man of Steel movie, where
Yeah.
he's all bearded up and long haired, and we ended up with Iron Man at the end.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of Superman, when they use the fake Silver Samurai, I keep wanting to call him Silver Surfer, but when the fake Silver Samurai shoots him with Viper's poison arrow, it totally looks like a kryptonite arrow.
Yeah, yeah.
But there is a post-credits scene, and you know the last action scene might have been a little underwhelming. I did like the ending. I did like
Yeah.
he and Yukio are just sitting on the plane at the end. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the
But why didn't he stay? That kind of bugs me. It's like,
who knows? I know. I mean, it's the typical.
he's like, stay. No, we have to go. Then they get on the plane. Where are we
It's
gonna go?
be
I don't know.
Yeah, he could have just stayed.
He probably
could've
got her pregnant. It's like, I need to get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
That's probably what happened.
God. Oh,
But,
she's got to be pregnant.
Yeah,
But that kind of bugged me. I
I did
didn't
too.
want to bring
It was
that
like,
up.
just stay. Like, what's the big deal?
What are you gonna go do?
Like, and she's probably gonna need protecting from the yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yeah. But especially, both are like Yukio goes with him, so it's like, okay, she has no bodyguards now.
Yeah.
Because the fake Silver Samurai dude died, so she's like, well, if a yakuza comes after me, I guess that's all there is to it.
C'est la vie.
But in spite of all that, though, when the post-credit scene came on, that was pretty killer.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that was big. It was a big setup for the next. It's the next X-Men movie, isn't it? That's coming out.
What happens is you see Wolverine going through
the airport, an airport,
and you know he's got metal bones. Ha ha.
Adamantium.
Yeah, yeah, but they're metal.
Yeah,
but they're still.
He'll go off.
But all of a sudden, all the metal starts shaking. Oh, by the way, I forgot Silver Samurai cut off Wolverine's claws.
Do they not grow back adamantium, or are they just bone now?
Well, metal doesn't typically grow. So.
But I didn't know if he could heal himself back. You know what I mean?
You can't heal metal.
Okay.
Of course, I guess you can heal bone claws.
I don't know. See, that. Oh well, we're getting too scientific.
Are we? But so yeah, he's got bone claws now, but his actual bones are still metal, which is really weird. If they took his bones out, then
I don't know.
How well can the guy heal?
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's pretty insane. I mean, he can just grow bones now.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know. But anyway, so he's going through the checkout, and all of a sudden, all the metal stuff starts shaking, and you're like, "Oh shit."
It's going down.
Oh God.
Oh
and then,
man.
Like he turns around and he's about to kill. He knows what's behind him. He's about to kill Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
Ian McKellen back in action, acting scary, and then he tells Wolverine not to kill him because blah blah. There's like some.
Well, then you forgot a part where he's looking at a TV screen, a commercial for a company.
Oh yeah, Trask.
Yeah.
There was a commercial for Trask which was showing like robot
hands and arms,
like which I'm assuming would be made for transplants. Maybe I don't know, or maybe it was just robots. But so Trask, you know it's coming. Magneto, you know it's coming. Like Days of Future Past. But Magneto comes in and he's like, "Do you think I'd trust you?" Magneto says. You wouldn't trust me, but... And then all the people freeze, just like on X-Men 2. And it's like, shit. Here comes Professor X.
Wheeling him in.
Yeah, he comes in on a wheelchair. And then Wolverine... What's funny is Wolverine says, "How is this possible?" And for a split second, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, he died.
He was erased. He was pretty much erased. Yeah.
But it's like... You know what I would have liked out of that, and it was a really good scene. What I would have liked out of that though, is if they again would have just pretended like X-Men 3 didn't happen, and Patrick Stewart comes in and Wolverine's like, "Professor Xavier, I haven't seen you since X-Men 2." And then some stuff happened.
I forget.
Something really easy.
I think I killed somebody.
So if they do time travel with Days of Future Past, I really hope they find a way to just erase X-Men 3. As bad as Wolverine was, like that movie, like it has absolutely no influence. So you know, you can just pretend like you never saw it. But X-Men 3 has influence. Like I mean, it was a pretty big story that sucked. So like, what I'm hoping is when Days of Future Past comes out, it totally just erases that movie. In fact, I'm
with time travel,
I'm hoping that with that movie, when you take out your X-Men 3 DVD, they'll now be blank. It'll have that kind of power. Oh, I can't watch it anymore.
Damn it.
It's erased it.
That's going to be a crazy movie, because I remember I stopped reading X-Men because I got lost. It was too much, and I was like, I can't read that.
Was it that, or was it Age of Apocalypse?
Maybe it was Age of Apocalypse.
Because I know in the cartoon, I didn't know this until a couple of years ago, but on the cartoon from when we were kids, they combined both of those stories.
Yeah, and I was just like, I can't, because I was stupid. My brain didn't function that way.
Age of Apocalypse made no sense. I didn't get it. Days of Future Past is pretty good. Days of Future Past was really old. I think that's like 79 or 80.
Wasn't Cyclops and Jean Grey in that? Though?
Cyclops. I think Jean Grey was already dead by that point.
Okay. Maybe they'll bring back Cyclops.
They are. The actor's supposed to come back.
Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah,
I haven't read that yet.
They'll just be like, "Hey, haven't seen you since X-Men 2."
Hey, what were you doing? I was just, I was at the bar. I was getting my drink on.
I thought Jean Grey killed you. Well, it happened off screen, so I actually didn't die.
in your face.
She just like.
I lost my
left me
glasses.
I lost my glasses.
I was looking for them. You guys could look
During the whole
2
movie, I
miles.
was just-
Yeah, I was 2 miles, I think, down where you guys were at.
God, I hate that movie. It's a bad fucking movie.
Well, then I read they're going to do an X-Force movie as well.
Why?
Why not now
guess.
anymore?
You know what? They are totally gonna implode this genre, though. Like you can see the writing on the wall. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
gonna get out of hand.
yeah,
Like especially with the big news.
yeah.
Batman and Superman.
No,
What are your
are
thoughts
we going to
on
bring that up? Oh my
I think
god!
we should. Just brief thoughts. I mean,
Well,
we don't know
we
anything.
can. I don't care. I'm excited for it, and I think it's good. A good setup than just doing like a Justice League movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just do 2, and see how that plays out.
No.
So I think it's important on who they cast as Batman if that's going to work out,
See,
and
is
which
it supposed
storyline
to
they
be a
pick it from.
reboot, or is
I have
it
no
supposed to
idea.
be a sequel to the Nolan one?
We'll find out together.
I really hope it's a sequel, even if they get a new actor, because those movies were good, and now like if they're rebooting them already, that kind of
I don't.
there comes a point when it's like just stop.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
fucking
know.
stop
There will
it.
always be Batman movies, I think.
Yeah, but I mean,
And I'll tell you what, if they cast Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Batman, I will be pissed off. Because I've had people tell, why don't they just use him for the next one? Because it was kind of like
they let it
a
off.
next.
Like it
Yeah.
didn't do
I
it.
was like, no, that's not Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
That's Batman is Bruce Wayne, and if they get
Yeah,
somebody else
it
to
would
do
have
it,
to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
so I think it'd be nice to have Christian Bale. I don't think they will,
I don't think he's good.
but it'd be nice. I don't know. An unknown.
He wanted to at first, but I don't know. Maybe the whole Zack Snyder thing has got him like, maybe I'll stay out of this.
Ooh,
This
crazy.
could go south.
But I'm excited. I'd like to see what they do with it, and it'll either, I think, make
I
or
don't
break a
hate Zack
Justice League. Yes, you do.
I don't. He's okay.
Don't lie to me.
He's all right.
No one's listening,
No
James.
one's listening. Yeah.
I think if this, however this plays out, it'll either make or kill the Justice League movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So.
I think you are right.
What about you? What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I don't have too much of opinion, but I mean, honestly, like, I would have liked to have just had a Superman 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would have, and if they're doing Batman, Superman, okay, fine, but I don't really want to see anyone else's Batman right now.
Right.
And again, if that's what they're going to do, fine, but I don't want them to do a reboot of Batman. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, don't pick all 3 of those things.
Yeah.
Please. Like, I mean,
It'd be nice to have Christian Bale in the same suit and all that crap, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't. It'd be nice to have the same suit. That would help. That would help. That's a start.
Do you think the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern is supposed to be canon with Justice League? Or do you think they're like, forget about that movie?
They might have to go with. Why not go with like a oh hell, what's the guy's name?
That was
Like a
bad.
Guy Gardner or another
You
American.
really want a ginger superhero?
No, I'm saying I can't remember the other Green Lantern's name. John Stewart,
Jon Stewart and Kyle Rayner.
Kyle Rayner. Why not have one of those guys in and just forget
Yeah.
Hal Jordan? I hate to say that.
Who
But
cares? Yeah.
yeah.
Hal Jordan. Until.
and I know how you feel about Kyle Rayner. So
Oh, I love Kyle Rayner. Yeah, Kyle Rayner's cool. I like him.
yeah, I'd say why not go that route?
That'd be fine by me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kyle Rayner might be too 90s though.
Yeah,
Remember
two
when he used to
90s.
wear the 9 Inch Nails t-shirts? Shut up, DC.
This will make us cool.
It did for us 12-year-olds. I'll admit that. I thought it was really cool. Now I think it's kind of stupid. Yeah, but let's see. Oh, the other big news: Marvel, Avengers
No.
2,
Age
Age of Ultron.
And that's
What are your thoughts?
that storyline just came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's part of the new.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't know anything about Age of Ultron, but I know who Ultron.
Right. So I need to read those because I have no idea what it's about. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm sure it's about a robot.
That's it. It's a robot. We need to stop this robot. He's out of control.
Here's what I think is in, first off, I guess we're not going to do Thanos. Are they saving him for the third one?
I've heard Thanos is going to be used for Guardians of the Galaxy, and
So all that build-up was just for like some crappy movie that no one wants to see.
I don't think it'll be crappy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be.
I
I'm not
want to
saying
see
it'll be
it.
crappy, but I am
Why
saying
would
like,
you say that?
I am saying who's ever heard of Guardians of the Galaxy? I know last week on the Scott McMullen show, Scott was like, everyone wants to see the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, I don't think anyone has ever, because like I consider myself a pretty big
Nerd.
Marvel, nerd, and I never heard of them.
I think
until recently.
I think that's what it
They've
has
been around
going.
for a while.
I think that's what it has going for it. That there's no expectation for it.
Yeah, and that's true. But
So-
they're really gonna all that build up from Thanos. They're gonna use, or are they gonna bring him back on the third Avengers?
I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Who
Maybe
knows?
they'll have their own. The next. Maybe there's a Silver Surfer movie we haven't heard of yet. I don't know.
I think Fox owns Silver Surfer.
You shut up.
I know. Well, sorry. It hurts me. Hurts me as bad.
I think the Guardians of the Galaxy will be. I don't want to say sleeper hit, but something that people are excited
could
for
be,
and
yeah.
don't know what to expect. And I think that's smart of them to do something like that to set low expectations.
I thought about picking up an issue actually and reading it, and then I saw the cover. I was like, nah.
Well, Jeff Johns wrote a bunch of those.
Yeah.
He picked it up and
They're supposed to be good.
yeah.
And I was gonna
In a
say,
weird way.
Going back to Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I think like really before, I didn't really care much for him, but after Jeff Johns took over, like he kind of fleshed that character.
Yeah, Jeff Johns is really good about picking up a character and making him
Oh, and Aquaman.
interesting. Aquaman.
He did the lamest superhero of all time. He made him like, they're pretty
Relevant.
cool. Yeah.
Sorry, my daughter's in the background listening to K-pop.
Now I'm listening to stuff Asian parents say.
Oh God. So, if you hear music in the background, that's what that is.
It's not music.
Okay. I will not have this argument on this podcast. Sorry.
Anyway.
Now you did.
Okay, Age of Ultron. Here's my big thought on that. I really like the Ultron character, and whatever, that doesn't matter. But I think it's really odd that they're putting his name in the title. Like that's ballsy.
Yeah.
I cannot. I don't know. That was mine. I cannot think of any superhero movie where they've ever put the villain's name in a title.
Mm-mm.
And Ultron is by all means not a household name.
Oh,
like
no.
Joker or anything like
Yeah.
that.
There's no Batman
It's pretty ballsy.
Joker time
Yeah.
movie.
Batman Joker. I would see that.
It's Joker time.
So yeah. So,
Yeah, because there's Rise of the Silver Surfer. There's
yeah, which I guess.
Winter
It's
Soldier,
after-
the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah,
But that's
yeah.
just now coming out, so maybe
Yeah.
that's a new thing.
Maybe that's a thing Marvel's doing. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like,
Let's start
mean-
putting the villains in the.
yeah, even though they're
Title.
villains that no one knows.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because Winter Soldier, that's a new title as well.
Yeah, he is he's Bucky.
Oh.
But he is to Bucky and Captain America what Jason Todd is to Robin and Batman. Like,
So basically,
Or the
there's-
Red Hood.
Red
The
Hood,
Red Hood,
right? So
yeah. He
basically,
is-
he's the Red Hood.
yeah, and I don't know which one. I think they both came out the same year. I don't know, like if it's one of those.
I
things
thought the
where they-
Winter Soldier just came out, unless they
No, he's been around since for several years.
Has he?
Since
Okay.
06,
Because I picked
think.
up a couple of those.
Yeah.
But maybe they rebooted it.
Maybe his own series just came out, but he came out as a villain
Right.
like in 05 or 06.
You're right. Okay.
And around the same time, Robin came back as Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason Todd came back as Red Hood. So it's like the same story.
Thieves.
Yeah, I don't know who stole what, or if anyone stole anything.
Right.
I guess it's.
Oh, it's a good idea. I mean, why not have your old?
I think it works a little better with Captain America because,
Mm-hmm.
especially since Bucky was never really a character anyway. Like, I mean,
Or his like actual
he's been
sidekick.
dead forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bring him
he's
back.
always been more of a plot device than an actual
Mm-hmm.
character. Like, not counting the Golden Age Captain America stuff. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Golden
so-
Age.
Golden.
Well, you went out and you bought a comic book.
Yes,
Why don't
because
you-
I forgot to bring mine.
But I think you picked out a good one. It looks like.
Yeah, what is this? It's I've seen this one before. It's Wolverine, the Lazarus Project, part 1. Okay.
Part Uno.
1990s.
Oh. And Jim Lee is the artist on that,
Yeah.
which is actually, it's a pretty, I got to thumb through it. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah. So what's going on? I haven't had a chance to look at it. What's going on in this?
Well, it looks
it's
like
fighting-
Wolverine's doing his thing, and
You know, these are all the same.
he's pissed off.
He's got an eye patch. What's that all about?
Oh,
Is
you
it a
got it.
disguise.
Um,
Because
I just thumbed through it. I didn't read it. Yeah.
He also has the brown and orange costume from this era. What was that all about? Do you remember? Did they just change it?
I think he just.
Because I know, like, I thought that was like the Bone Claw costume, but like it doesn't look like Bone Claws. Who knows? We don't ever do any research on this stuff.
And when we do, it gets thrown in the trash. But more interestingly enough, there is
He's
mail
fighting a
and
giant robot.
oh,
Just like in this movie.
yes, robot. Is there a man in there?
I don't know.
What I think is fun is there's a Dick Tracy ad in there.
Yeah, for the movie, right?
Yeah, which we could talk about that.
Yeah, I don't
All day
remember
later.
very well. I remember
You don't remember?
when
Oh,
he
we're gonna
tells
have to
that
rent
lady
it.
to go suck an egg, and I think my mom like had a heart attack.
Oh, an egg! Oh no! Well, what did you
I was
think
like,
about?
what does that mean?
There's some. We didn't talk about this when you get to the mail. We'll talk about this. There's a lot of cussing in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
So-
Like he drops the F-bomb
Yeah,
at
like-
least once.
My daughter was in there with me, and I had to cover her ears, but it was too late.
There
I-
was a lot of cussing in it.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine's got a potty mouth.
Cusses like a sailor. Another thing I noticed, and I've noticed this in other movies that the Wolverine's in, I think I saw blood on his claws in a couple of parts, like
Yeah.
at the funeral scene
Yeah.
where he's fighting. So I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, they've done that.
Because usually when they like puts it in somebody, it goes through out the other end of their chest. There's no blood on it. This one, I think I kind of briefly saw, like when he was
You might
fighting.
be right. I know on the first movie, and they never did this again, but I thought this was brilliant on the first movie. Is like you'd see it like cut out of the claws,
Yeah.
cut out of his knuckle, his skin.
I always
blood
liked that,
would come
yeah.
out there. And they never do that. And like remember, Rogue says, "Does it hurt?" And he responds, "All the time, every time." And then it's like you see him bust him out all the time, and he
Yeah.
never says "ow" anymore.
Ah, damn, it hurts. Shit.
This one also has a mad scientist.
Those are always fun.
Let's see. This mail is called the Cutting Edge. Would
Oh.
you like to start?
Yeah, sure. Let's start us out on the cutting edge.
Get it?
'Cause,
Isn't that clever?
oh, you Marvel company. And we'll start out with this one. It says, "Dear gentle people," which I don't think goes with the Wolverine comic book at all. A few comments on Wolverine number 23 and the conclusion of the Tierra Verde storyline. Mr. Goodwin has certainly written a marvelous tale this time. Such action, such intrigue, and so relevant to the world of the 1990s. I won't comment on how much I liked La Bandera and Sister Salvation, or how much I disliked Felix Caradid and Geist, but I will spare a few moments to share some thoughts generated by this powerful story.
Please do.
Yes. Thank you. What relevance this story has to the world today. Here we go. Again, Wolverine's lines speak truly. Inspiring people to fight. That's the easy part. Inspiring them to peace. Well, that whole world's still working on that one. As we have witnessed the multiple revolutions of Eastern Europe in the last few months, this has become all too painfully clear. The simple part is breaking down the old order. God, these things. The hard part is producing a tangible result that everyone will be happy with. What insight Mr. Goodwin has. Simply marvelous. All in all, well done. Love Wolverine's game and General Coy and Prince Baron. It was a nice response to Bascom's advice. Who picks these names? God. And finally, I love the meeting between Geist and Magneto. It will be interesting to see if we ever see the Nazi swine again. But then the world's more complicated than that. Sorry, I lost my place. The Nazi swine. The world's more complicated than it seems. As much as I'd like for Magneto's to rip Geist to shreds, I'm glad you didn't show it happening. It leaves much for us to think on. Does revenge demand destruction? And that's from Bill Pinches, Bates College, Lewiston, Maine. And there's the response. Sorry, we didn't have room for your entire letter, Bill. Oh, God, how long was this? It could have filled the entire letters column by itself. But letter space is short, and we don't want our readers resorting to using a magnifying glass to read them. But thanks for your comments.
All right.
You dork.
I had to look up Geist. I guess he was a...
It's a Nazi
Wolverine villain.
swine.
He's a Nazi swine, yeah, just like it said. All right, here we go. Dear Wolvie crew. Return. Endings from Wolverine number 23. An excellent job well done in this concluding part of a superb storyline by Archie Goodwin. Archie didn't let me down with his great ability to write a good story. Archie has presented by far the best Wolverine story this comic has seen yet. Not only did he manage to capture Wolverine's personality and ferocity, but he also introduced two great characters, Mother Salvation and La Benetta. Too bad this is Archie's last issue. Oh. I'll miss his great ability as a story writer. Not only was the story excellent, but the artwork also. I don't know what could have been a better finale than having John Byrne doing the full art for the last issue. Oh, John Byrne, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody can draw Wolverine as well as John can.
Except for Jim Lee.
No, I would agree with
Really?
him. Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, we'll have
Jim
to
Lee's
compare
good.
later. Oh.
We'll have to do a face-off
Yeah.
between them. Any chance of John returning for future issues? Yeah, probably. The epilogue was very interesting with Magneto showing up to discuss certain matters with Geist. Will it ever be revealed where their discussion led to? Or should I surmise that Geist met the same fate as the toy robot did? Fuck. One last piece of praise. The cover was one of the best of the year, but what else can one expect from a master like John Byrne? John has crafted some awesome covers in his time, but this tops them all. Question. The cover is signed John and Mac. Who is Mac? I know Byrne likes to use his Macintosh computer, but is this who Mac is? Well, until Wolverine stops bragging about his unbreakable adamantium lace skeleton and his healing factor, make mine marvel. And that's from Dennis Viau from University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Oh, there's some college.
College boy.
Yeah.
Thanks for the kind words, Dennis. It seems a lot of you fellow readers agree with you concerning Archie's stint on the book. As to Magneto's and Guy's discussion, only time will tell.
Oh.
And you are right about the Mac. Mr. Byrne can work wonders with that thing.
Oh.
Wow, a Macintosh computer. Man.
Talk about high tech.
Yeah.
Jack. Look up, I want to see this, I guess, 23 cover.
Sure.
If you can look that up, and
Just
while you're doing that,
Wolverine 23.
yeah, and I'll look up, I'll read us another cutting edge. Dear Wolverine guys, I'm writing to you in regard to Wolverine number 24. I think that I found a mistake. Here we go. The time bomb that the boy stole from the Snow Queen had only 3,000 seconds on it. That's 50 minutes. However, from the time the kid set it off until the time it exploded had to be a lot longer. In this time, the Snow Queen and Wolverine fought for the first time. Oh, she scrambled Wolverine's senses and got away. Then Wolverine walked to a bar, and talked to the bartender for a while and asked him some questions. At the same time, the Snow Queen was scaring another little kid into telling her the hiding places of the bomb thief. After that, Wolverine beat up a group of thieves in their own hideout. The Snow Queen finds the kid, chases him for a little while, and then fights the Wolverine. She gets the bomb, runs away, and blows up into, little bitty pieces. That was a long 50 minutes. It also turned from broad daylight into night during this time. So, guys, what do you say? Do I get no prize? or do I get a no prize? Please? Until Wolverine shaves his sideburns, make mine Marvel. We'll have to look that up. Make mine Marvel. What? Because that's how the last one ended.
That's Stan Lee's phrase from back in the. He would always end his soapbox in the 60s.
Oh.
Make mine Marvel.
Make mine Marvel. Very nice.
Let's see.
That was from Mark Rodriguez at Westport, Connecticut. Sorry, Mark, no prize this time. Everybody knows that Marvel time moves slower than the real world. So, boom.
Dang.
So right there,
It's harsh.
that is. All right, I'm looking at the number 23 cover. That is pretty badass.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And who did this art?
That's John Byrne.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, I take it back. That is pretty awesome.
Let's see. Dear Wolverine guys, I'm writing to you in regard to Wolverine number 24. I think that I found him. Oh, wait, you read that one.
Yeah. Hey.
Let's see. Dear Cutting Edge, Wolverine number 23. Wow, this is the best comic I've read this month.
Oh, bold
And the
statement.
guy's storyline has been the most engaging one I've read in quite a while.
Pure balls.
Both John Byrne and Archie Goodwin have done a spectacular job, and I'm sorry to see them leave the series. They make a great combination. I was happily surprised to discover that John had done the inking himself. A great job done, as always, and he still retained a degree of grittiness found in Klaus Janssen's work, which had led me to believe that Klaus had inked this issue. Mr. Goodwin certainly has a way of tying up loose subplots. Bascom never knew how true the words were. Time you learn there are worse. Oh God, there's like an ink blot. Time you learn there are worse.
No, there isn't.
Enemies. Oh, it's a typo.
Ah,
Time you learn there are worse enemies than your old enemies. Yeah, it's a typo. They spelled it E-N-E-N-I-E-S.
idiots. They use a Mac to.
Let's see. Where was I? The irony of Geist being taken to a safe house in the U.S. only to be found by Wolverine's old enemy Magneto was
my
wonderful.
God.
The realization of who was talking to Geist made me laugh out loud. He LOL'd. I'm sure this discussion with Geist will be adequate punishment. The farewell scene between Wolverine, Roughhouse, and Silver Salvation
Oh,
was
too many
touching.
silvers.
Roughhouse will be missed.
Someone died.
One question though, what connection does he have with Asgard? What the hell is going on here? In early issues of Wolverine, Roughhouse made reference to a troll's age and Ymir's beard. I'd consider a bar brawler to be a person who never even heard of Asgard, let alone Ymir's beard. Now that I think of it, his partner Bloodscream does speak like an Asgardian. And that's from John Donges from Swedesboro, New Jersey. Any connection
Bloodscream.
between Roughhouse and Asgard has yet to be revealed. Like Logan, his past is deeply shrouded in mystery, but you never know. Pretty sure they never wrote about that character ever again.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Roughhouse or
Bloodscream.
Bloodscream.
You'll have to Google them.
God.
Bloodscream.
Well, that's all the mail in there.
That's all the mail. So I think we should end on just some last thoughts of the movie that we just saw.
Okay.
Because we ran over here right away and
We did.
saw it.
We
So
did.
it
And
was
you'll
after we
notice
saw it.
we're a lot more calm than we were after Iron. Actually,
Yeah.
here, let's do this. Out of...
Yeah, because Iron Man, we were pumped. I mean,
Yeah.
we were like, this one, we're kind of like on sedatives or something.
Yeah.
it's kind of, yeah, it was good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, out of the 4 big action movies this summer,
Mhm.
Iron Man 3, Star Trek, Man of Steel,
Man
and
of-
Wolverine.
Mhm.
Which one
I still
was
haven't
your
seen Star
favorite?
Trek yet.
You dork.
But if I had to pick my favorite, it'd probably be Iron Man 3.
I would too.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was a big kick in the balls, like, I think it really
Still,
is like the best movie.
I was still
out of
pumped
all.
after seeing it.
Yeah.
Man of Steel was more. I think I feel the
I
same
kinda
way I
think-
feel about Wolverine with the Man of
Yeah,
Steel.
Well, I kind of think, and Wolverine's kind of fresh, so it's hard to say. But I kind of think
Right.
Man of Steel might be my least favorite.
For me, it's a tie. I think because I still like Man of Steel, and I haven't seen Star Trek yet, but ugh. Maybe I will. But I think the Wolverine was a decent. It's a decent film.
Yeah.
If you're a comic book fan, go see it. Just as
If you like it,
yeah.
quick. I mean, it's basically a weekend action movie.
Right, right.
It's not gonna change your life or anything.
Exactly.
But
Well, I still haven't seen Pacific Rim yet.
Pacific Rim.
I knew you were gonna say.
I haven't. I'm not going to see it.
You're not gonna see it?
Look interesting.
It doesn't look interesting to you.
At first, actually, whenever the
You
trailers
did.
came on for that, I was like, "Oh, they're making a Cthulhu movie, a Lovecraft movie," and then there were robots. I'm like, I don't know what the hell they're making.
I still want to see it.
You do.
Yeah, because it looks like one of those movies you have to see in the IMAX 3D, which we have here.
People say, yeah,
So
if it's still there. Though.
yeah, it is. I saw
Is
it.
it? Oh, you should go see it.
I should go see it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's get drunk and then go see Pacific Rim.
Now you're talking. Yeah. So.
But I still think Iron Man 3 is still probably the best action movie so far
out
this
of
summer.
the summer, yeah, I would agree.
Not saying
and
that-
I don't know, like maybe I'm being a little harsh on Man of Steel. Maybe that one is better than Wolverine, but it has some issues.
Yeah,
I think it's a decent movie, but like it's more ambitious than Wolverine, but it has some issues. I think.
right. No, I agree. I mean, they changed. I think what a lot of people didn't understand, or what I thought, what they were doing, and some people don't, that they were changing the character in
Yeah.
this movie. They were making him darker,
Yeah.
and I think people. I don't know if that was the true intention of this movie, but I think
Talking
that's
about
what they were
Superman?
going. Yeah, Superman. They were making him darker.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a darker Wolverine movie where is blood on his claws and there's blood. You gotta imagine he's slicing people up. There's got to be blood everywhere
You'd think
on
there
the
would be, like,
walls.
heads
Yeah,
and limbs all over the place.
there's blood on
Do
him.
you remember? I know you're like a couple years older than me, so you were probably too old for the. Did you watch the cartoon when it was?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That was always the funniest thing to me because that cartoon was like so tame.
Oh yeah.
Like so, what's the word? Censored. Like you have this guy and his power is he like grows giant sharp metal knives.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He runs up to guys and then kicks them.
Yeah. I'll use this stick. But I think I would like to see that movie where. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be gory and horrific, but a little bit more realistic because, he's slashing dudes away and there's got to be blood on him
Yeah.
and them. And I think they went in the right direction. Is like he had a potty mouth, as you put it. He cussed like a sailor. I think that was good. I think I'd like to see it a little bit go a little bit darker because even with like the Dark Knight or like Batman Begins or something, it's kind of. I could see it going darker,
Mhm.
but you also have to remember this is a comic book movie. Dads are taking their sons to go see it. You can't go. I don't think they can go too dark.
So. I guess my final thought is it's a decent movie, not great, not bad, pretty good. Your final thought?
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go see it again in the movie. I saw it once, and I'm not like you. Go see Spider-Man like 15 times.
Don't tell people that. I was in denial with that third one.
Maybe it'll get better. Maybe they recut it. Maybe they recut it for me.
They do fan edits, and
Oh yeah.
my friend said he saw the fan edit, and like by this point, I'm like,
You know.
yeah, that movie's terrible. But I was like, was it better? He's like, well, like they took out all the stuff that sucked, and the movie still sucked. So like, there's no saving that movie. It's just bad.
Yeah. Now the next Spider-Man's coming up, and there was a little teaser trailer of Electro, Jamie Foxx's Electro. What do you think about that?
I don't care at all.
You don't care?
Like,
Did you
not
ever
at
see
all.
the last one?
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
You didn't care for
like,
it.
I didn't hate it. It's just.
You think you're
whatever.
Spider-Man'd out for a little bit?
Yeah, I had two really good movies that I really liked,
Mhm.
and these aren't doing it for me.
Yeah.
Like, if they were like awesome, maybe, but they're not.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll watch.
When does that come out? I don't even know when that comes out.
Who knows?
I know you really don't care if you don't know when it comes out.
There is also the trailer for Thor again.
Yeah, that looks kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm not a huge Thor fan, so I think it's getting, like you said, kind of people are getting burned out
Yeah,
on it.
I think it's gonna happen. I think you know.
So I wish it wasn't, but I don't think.
Like we keep going and spending money on them. And honestly, like this year, like out of all 4 of those movies, like at the worst, they've been not bad. So I mean, like if they keep this momentum up, yeah.
Hey guys, you hear that? True Ruler said not bad.
Not bad.
We're doing something.
All right, take it easy, guys. We're out of here.